because it's out on that.
So today, in the spirit of, we had our state of the market at our office. I believe anyone who has CoStar license was sent an invite. So those are
Yeah.
fun. We do those like once a year. But we learned a lot about the economy and what the markets are looking at and trends and forecasts. So I thought it might be good to start at a 30,000 foot view today. Look at the Houston market as a whole, so that when your clients ask you what's going on with retail in Houston right now, you could click a quick report, but also have some good sound bites. Now you'd be like, oh, well, glad you asked because I'm an expert. You have CoStar, you know what the economist is saying about that market. So I want to start with that and then maybe go down a little bit into just the submarket details. And then we'll get into some other things. Is there anything you would love for me to cover today? Anything that special project or a deal you're working on that we could do a what would Missy do scenario? That's what a lot of my clients will call and say, I need to know what Missy would do in this scenario. I have a leasing tenant with this requirement. Anyone have a job there or a deal they're working?
Actually, I have one that I cannot locate comps.
Oh, good. Okay, so we'll go.
So I'm having to, right now, talking to an appraiser because it's been difficult to locate some of the comps because everything around it is actually small tracts.
Yeah,
So,
land comps are tough.
yes,
So I'll show you, I'll do a what would Missy do when finding land comps.
okay,
That would be, those are good scenarios, and it should give you some baseline. Anyone else have something to come up with? Sure.
Silver seats,
What?
silver seats, silver listings. Adding those.
No, I mean, I'm happy to take one, because probably those are gonna be an individual, but silver listings. Okay. No one else is gonna follow through? Okay. So starting in the spirit of what's the economy looking like? What are we to expect moving forward now that interest rates? So our economists are writing monthly and quarterly, monthly for the market, quarterly for the submarket. And they're using economic data with the charts that we have, and they're writing this commentary. But we also have different scenarios that we can kind of forecast. So I'm gonna start, and then I figure I'll do sales comps after that, and then we'll start in our new databases with directory and everything. Okay, so starting with the markets tab, where it opens up, and every one of these icons or every one of these dots is a market or submarket. Okay, so you can see the whole country. So if we just wanted to look at the retail market of Houston, you can type Houston in there, or you can kind of zoom in on the area.
Yes, it's something that I discussed earlier. We need to have a land tab on there.
I know, but there's not many analytics in land. So if you think it's only price per foot,
But a little
price
bit of
per acre.
information would even be better than that.
fine.
And
But I'm gonna
actually
show
have
you
to-
how to get analytics on land
Okay.
after this,
Okay, that'd be
custom
great.
analytics, absolutely. So, because this is gonna be what's happening with land, the thing about land is it always becomes something else. So land is like a baseline, it's not a property type, so that's probably why, but I'll show you how to get those custom analytics on land. Okay, so here I've zoomed in, and on the far right-hand side, we have full KPIs, so inventory, asking rent, sales volume, etc. Now, before we go in even more, I'm just gonna zoom in on the Houston market. I'm covering over, but we have these layers. I bet you'll click on layers on the property section, but not many people click on it in this section. And we can say population density. So we can see different markets and where the population is. Household density. So how many families, our families are there? Average age, median household income, buying power.
Sorry.
That is a fun thing. Great. Okay, the other thing that's pretty neat is where is all the retail inventory? So it's neat, it does a little heat map and you can see where the most inventory is. Look, there's a is there retail under construction? 12-month sales volume, where are sales happening? And you'll, on some of the graphs and charts, you'll see this little play button. Oh, no. I'll show you on the other side. Okay. Now we have our Houston, and we can click into this section. Now, here's the information on the economy. So this is part of what Ixiar, who's the Houston economist, she's writing and updating monthly. So her job is to look at all the data, look at our Oxford analytics, traffic counts and everything, and write this on what's happening in construction and sales and cap rates. And so you'll see we have a nice summary, and then you can either scroll down or you can click on one of these tabs. And then we have our report, little paper icon right up here in the top right hand corner. But these are those sound bites. If someone calls and asks what's going on with retail in Houston, you can pull this up in 3 clicks and sound like you are an expert. You can use this when you're talking to your clients. You can send them a report. All of this about bringing that relationship and bringing that expert knowledge. Hey, this is why you hired me, because I have the good stuff. I know the same information. So then we can scroll down and say what's happening with leasing. So we have her commentary on leasing, related news, and then our graphs and charts. Rents, construction, sales, economy. So here's what's going on in the economy. But it's very simple to get some of these details with you. CMBS is loan and financial detail. So if someone's asking about the market and how many balances are out there, or what the LTV is tracking in the market, look at that, 56%, 28% LTV. Then we have the top players on the retail side. So who's buying a lot? Landry said a lot of this isn't a surprise. Sellers, the submarkets. So now we have each submarket within that's bringing this data together. And you can see all the submarkets and then a list view. Where this is helpful is if a client asks you, what's happening with retail? Like, where is there the best absorption? Or if the client's asking, where are markets growing fastest? I want to develop some retail. So you can say, growth, market asking rent growth. Sort it. We can see Cypress Wood, Willowbrook, Park 80 North, all tied, Jersey Village, all tied with the strongest rent growth in the market. For 12-month absorption, we can see that 2 of the ones we listed have high rent growth, but negative absorption. Stay away from those markets. Maybe they're overbuilt. But these 2, strong absorption and strong market rate. So if you're working with your client, you really can say, you know, I might take a look at Park City or Jersey Village. These are 2 where retail is really booming in the area. Okay, and then we have the data for Houston. So this would be something that you can export. But what's nice about it is you can see the forecast. So here's as of 2029, what our quants, that's what we call them, our data nerds, data geeks. This is what they think is going to happen with rent and absorption, etc. You can see sales growth was negative in Q2, but positive Q3 and current. So we have positive sales growth in retail. It's pretty good when you see numbers going out of the red and into the black. That is a good indicator of what's happening in the economy. And then as we click back over to submarkets, so let's say you're working with a client, you've identified a good neighborhood for him to look at, then we can click on one of these neighborhoods. And you're just going in. So CoStar becomes a workflow of, okay, we've identified this one, let's go into what's happening in Jersey Village. I'm interested in that. So if they're interested in construction, you can see there hasn't been a lot of new supply coming to the market in the last couple of years, which means it could be right. So all of that vacancy and absorption is within current buildings, so this is a great place to develop new. You can see they tore down the large center, full of deliveries and stuff. Oh, at the end of Q3, there was a large, oh yeah, delivery. And then the sales, so you can see sales per square foot. If someone's asking, you can give them some broad numbers. But again, this is your 30,000 foot view of what's happening in that submarket. Do you think y'all could go in there and do this on your own? Is this helpful? Okay, so as I click that, the other thing is, sometimes you might be working with someone who's trying to decide where in Texas they want to focus on. So as I zoom out, now we have all the markets. So here is Dallas, Houston, and so the triangles. There we go. And then all the submarkets in between. Now I can go to list, and rather than just the submarkets around Houston, I'm looking at all major markets or MSAs. So now I can sort, okay, where is there the highest asking rent growth? DFW, Lafayette, Thibodaux, Louisiana is doing well. Then we have Houston and Orleans. So you can see a lot of that detail, and then you can click into it. So this would be getting your knowledge base behind the submarkets and things like that. Under market insight. So right now we're on the tab markets and then markets and submarkets, but a lot of people completely skip this part or they don't see it. You'd be amazed at how many things are in CoStar that you're like, I've never clicked on it. I don't even think I've ever seen it. You're so used to, like when you go to the gym, going to the same machine, they're doing the same thing every time. So always click around. You can't break CoStar. So here we have market insights. And these are going to be individual reports, and you can search. And then presentations and white papers. But this is something I really want y'all to look at, because the big books, we used to sell these big books as a separate, and it was $3,500 a month for someone to have access. And then in 2017, we added them to CoStar. And it's because these big books were only subscribed to by the larger banks who wanted to know where the markets were headed. Okay, so this is looking at the US trends. Where does Houston rank among its peers? Where are the top markets? Where's delivery, the economy? And so you can see all of these were just produced. Housing trends, I would absolutely look at. You click that little paper icon and it's downloading. Report. Okay, big bug, and it's a PowerPoint. And it will go through all the housing trends. So we also have a big book for retail, industrial, multifamily, hospitality. And you can see the market. So if y'all went to a state of the market, a lot of that detail will be in some of these reports. Okay.
And that was in general or in a certain market?
No, so it was in market insights. So how we went there is CoStar homepage, markets, market insights.
And retail is still in retail.
It doesn't matter. Once you click on this one, it's not in.
It's in general.
Yeah. But once you click on market, there's a lot of reports in here, which might take a little bit to go.
Yeah, mine's been flashing, so
We're all doing it at the same
yeah,
time.
I'll stop.
We should not be that weak. Not have two people both. We now have 221,000 subscribers. I guarantee we're not the only one.
No, I think it's the Wi-Fi here.
So market insight, and then, oh, look, it didn't pull up. But then you'll go to type and then presentation.
Okay.
That's what I'll.
There you go.
So we have industrial rankings, housing trends, office rankings. And it's neat because they do it by vacancy, absorption, deliveries, construction, demolition, economy, and it's all the ranges, multifamily and retail. And then you have, so, and you can see Houston, here's one just for Houston. Okay, so you can download that, send it to a client. And see, a lot of people don't ever click on the market insights because most likely you open it up and you're like, well, what are these reports? You know, there's nothing here, it's not available. So go to presentation. We also have some documentation in here. Like this one, economic scenario, oh, that one's the UK. CoStar data and forecasting methods. So if one of your clients is like, how are you coming up with this? You want a white paper on the methodology on how you got to CoStar. I mean, if you think Collier, CBRE and all of those, they have their methodology. And you're choosing CoStar as your name because you have the same data they have. Now you can accurately tell the customer, this is how I came up with the rent. Send them, a lot of times you're like, oh, it's just that. Well, it's so off. Well, this is how we came up with this. So that's gonna be the forecasting and methodology. And then every year in this, we come out with a white paper. And it's economic, global predictions white paper. And it's, think about our quants put together what they think is going to happen in the next year. And it's one of a widely, used report. So what they think is going to happen. So kind of looking into the future, and they're very right a lot of the time, except for COVID. They didn't know that one. Okay. So all of that is under the markets. Okay. Now we're going to pop over to the sales tab. Pop over, like from you. Okay. We're going to go to the sales tab. So think of any module you click on, those icons will be that module. So in properties, every icon is a property. In this one, every icon is a sale. So it's not a property address, it's a where a transaction took place. I've had clients saying, I can't find my property in the sale tab. Well, because it's only have
Isn't
no
there.
owner, it's never sold, it's your property. How long have you owned it? Well, I built it. Exactly, it's never transacted. So this section is only the sales part of it. When you're looking for quick numbers to give a client, or how much per square foot should I be able to expect in this section or in this area? How much, what's the average cap rate? How long will it be on the market? A lot of times you're trying to prove to them why you need to do an exclusive of 6 months and not 3 months. Like, you got to give me at least 6 months to sell, or you've got to give me at least 9 months to sell this property.
Yeah,
So here's why. If we go to property, land, so we're gonna do land for now, and then sold after, so this is going to be in the last 2 years, but you can move it. So I want to do everything sold in the last year. And then let's say you're looking at a specific area. Okay. So now we have all of these. The light blue is under contract. Dark blue is, there was a sale there and we know about it. Okay. Land area, you can put in your minimum sale price. Now here's a tip. Texas is a non-disclosure. I want to make sure y'all understand what we do when a sale happens. So we get all the public record information in. We have that swept in, and our comps team, they get their territory. Oh, a sale happened in their territory. And then they go and call every broker, every owner involved in that. She probably
I'm
got a
ghosting
lot-
I'm ghosting Jacob right now.
We but they will call and call and call until they get, they are very good at their jobs. They're very, very persistent. But the comps team, they will call everyone. So not just you as the listing broker, they'll call the buyer, call the actual buyer, they'll call the seller just to get some type of response on how much something sold for. So typically CoStar has more comps than any other company because of our research. A lot of other companies are using assumptions, which is scary in an LTV world. But like this, using an assumption of 20% down doesn't work anymore. So a lot of them use assumptions or just straight public record. So our extra layer of research helps us get more price.
How many people do you have working for CoStar? Okay.
1,500 in research alone.
Hmm.
It goes up and down, but it's around.
Okay.
Well, where do you at?
Well, I just never had any
Curious.
idea as to how many, because how many concentrate on Texas or Houston?
Yeah, good. So we have about 50 people that concentrate on Houston alone.
Okay,
When it comes to tenant, multifamily, hospitality and comps, it's more of Texas. So the research portfolio researchers, we have 25 of those, and those are the ones that call you Jacob, Yeti, all the, so we have a team of 25 of those. And then we have our more general ones. So we have a tenant team that focuses on Texas, multifamily team, hospitality team, and comps team. So if you think we have, I think it's 200 comps researchers, we have 300 tenant researchers. And then.
so if you're trying to find, maybe I'm premature, comps on warehouse renting, how would you, can you at some point go in?
Leasing,
comp
lease comp.
For where, yeah, I'd like to.
So on the sales comps, a little tip, so being in a non-disclosure, we're gonna give you every deal, whether we have a price or not. Because you'll notice we have maybe a down payment, so you can come up with your own, or we have the asking rates. But if I'm doing an initial search, I just wanna know closed deals where we have a confirmed price. That's gonna give me a baseline. And so a little tip is going to sale price, put in $1, this is my tip. And then to include undisclosed, keep that box unchecked. Now we have 10
All you're gonna
that
get,
have a price.
all you're gonna get are the ones with a price.
Yeah, so that's my little tip, put a 1.
Can you explain that again?
Yeah, absolutely.
I got lost.
So let's say, so I'm gonna start, and it's very quick. And you can pull this up in a few clicks. So if I'm doing sales comps, let's say I'm doing warehouse, so I'll do industrial and flex sold in the last year,
Mm-hmm,
sale price 1,
mm-hmm.
and then click right here, make sure this is unchecked. Now I only have records with a price.
Perfect.
So now, let's say I do my same radius, I'll switch it back to land too. If I'm in this area, I'm on map right now, switch it over to analytics, and I have a quick number that I can give my client. Hey, things are getting sold for a discount in this area. It takes at least 5.7 months on average. So if they're trying to get you to sign a 3-month exclusive, say you've got to give me 6 months, and here's why. Warehouses in this area take an average of 6 months to sell. I can show you the report. Boom, you just got 6 more months. This helps you keep your business. You can see the average price per square foot, $91. Now, have we done a deep dive? No, but this is gonna be a good starting point for your fund. So then we can go in there and look, if I can do the same thing on the land side. Now, again, land doesn't have as much on the analytical base, but here we have land sold in the last year for at least $1, telling the system, and then click analytics. So this is for your question. $32 a square foot. 11 months to sell.
In that area.
And that's only in this circle.
Okay,
Now, as I'm pulling up a comp report, you don't want to send them the circle and there's only been 2 sales. You know, you want to get a good 5 to 10, I think. Depending on what, four really good ones. So use your kind of like, okay, I think this could work. These numbers look like the ones I want. The other thing you can do is go into this list view. And this is where you're like, okay, that's a lot lower than I thought it was gonna be. What can I get out of here? So if we come over here and we can see, and keep in mind, every table that you see in here, you can modify the table to show. So if you're doing a lot of land in the comps, I would modify this and say, okay, oh, yeah, price per land square foot, move that up. price per acre. Okay, so here we have, price per land acre, price per land square foot. And you can say, man, this little one is killing my numbers at only $7 a square foot. I'm gonna get rid of it.
And
then
exclude.
So is this 980, get rid of that one. And so is this $8 one. Now, what can my numbers do? You got rid of the ones that don't match your story. Analytics, keep in mind, other brokers are doing this thing. This is what you're negotiating against. This is how the real estate world works, but you have to have a document that proves what you're trying to say. And now we went up to $41 a square foot. So there's no key performance indicator, but we can see search, lowest, highest, sales volume.
Question. Go back to the screen that one. Okay, if you've got the one that's at $95.74 a square foot, that one. Do you have information, in residential, the old rule of thumb is you kick out the lowest, kick out the highest to get what's right. Is there a way to go in and examine what caused that price per
Yale
square
Street.
foot to be so high?
Looks like it's because on Yale Street.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah,
So.
no, that's what I kind of do too.
And
if
it's
they look-
also really tiny, only 20,000.
Right.
10,000 square feet. And look.
Yeah.
Sold it for $917. So this is almost residential or nice.
Right, I mean, it's
Right.
heights. Yeah, it's heights area. But in some cases, if you've got if you've got a loan package where they're incorporating something else in and a price gets recorded that actually is inclusive of
Oh.
other things, that's what I'm saying. Is there any way to find that information?
So they would probably.
Okay.
Have all property documents here, so if there is a package, a lot of them upload the offering memorandum or the flyer for
Okay.
that. So I
Okay.
would just check through. So always check the documents, check on the property. And see if,
Yeah.
what are some of the amenities that might be coming with it. So yeah, so you down now. Oh, yeah, the same as is in here. Okay, so on list view also, on any of the views, you can print a report. So now you've got the numbers, let's get this 95 out there. You've got the numbers and now you want to show your client, okay, I think I have some good comps for you. Let me send you over a report. So then you would click this report. Okay, and we have newer reports, but I like, and other clients like this sale comp map and list
Yeah.
report. Because it does summary, it shows on the map, and then sales comp summary. So you can create your own comp bundle. An old favorite of ours is the quick stats report, which breaks up into low, middle, median, low, average, median, and high. So that way, if you have a lot of comps that match your criteria, you can at least give them some numbers. Do you want to be on the high end? Do you want to be on the low end? Here's where we are right in the middle. So that's a quick stats report. Sale distribution by price is just based on different ones, but you play around with some of the reports.
Missy, is on the next page where you can, some of those reports will show, like if you're the buyer's agent, sometimes the listing agent is on there, but I know there's a spot where you can take their information off, you select that report, but you don't have to include.
Yeah, so if we did, the classic one pager, a lot of people.
Many
like the
pieces.
classic one pager. Like next. Oh, no, I think they were. It's on the property.
Okay,
It's not on the sales comp.
okay,
Right.
okay.
That's all I have.
Yeah.
But,
And
I'm good
with,
working,
um,
I'm working, man.
you can put a disclaimer down here, or, really good client, when I started doing, put the contact information down here. Your logo is going to be right there, but not your contact information. I would put my contact information, so anytime they pull a report for later, they're like, who gave me this? This was a good report. They're adding you, so, and once you add it once, it's always always your legal disclaimer. And then you generate a report. And save. All this is generating, see this little save button? Save every search you do. Because what happens if your computer shuts down, you did all of this culling, it's the worst. Save every search, and the ones that you want to be notified of, set an alert. You just click enable alerts. And that way, let's say you're looking for comps, it's down the road, you just want to know if anything else sells in that area. Or if I have a listing for sale in an area, I would want to know if anything similar sold, so I could figure out what I did wrong. Why didn't they find mine? So
Who's that?
save those searches. Okay, and then here we have top report, so here's all of them. Average price per acre, 2 million. I figure out the low, average, we went high. The list report. See the different pricing, and then one comp per page. And since this was a transaction, yeah, it really wouldn't matter. who the
Yeah,
listing
yeah.
was. But on the property report, absolutely remove anyone, so we can
Yes.
only
I
contact.
finally figured out how to do that. Yeah, because I liked the report. I just didn't like the fact that somebody else's name and contact
Always.
info was on there.
But the same is true, so if I switch over, or remember, you can always duplicate. I think I go through this every time, people forget. Duplicate the tab, have lots of CoStar windows open at once, because it really helps you. A lot of times you're like, I wanna go see what the property section says on the same area. So then I'm gonna go to property. And anytime you pull sales comps, I would pull active listings as well, because that's important. What's the average active? And in here, you can even, okay, so before I go to properties, I switch back over to sales comps. Under the filters, you can include for sale here, and it will be on the same report. So just like if you're doing a CMA for residential, that way you're doing that. Or you can come in here, create your radius or polygon. Okay, I want this area for sale, land area. 0.25 to 1 acre. There's all of the land for sale in that area. And then we would do reports. So I would do property map and list report, and then the property summary report, but we don't want our clients to know how to get a hold of the person listing it. Uncheck display all property. Look there.
And I started using the page header too, like if I wanted to change.
You can write land.
And is there any way to make the cover page prettier?
I know,
It's not very pretty.
no. I'm laughing, but you can add a new client, and you can put their logo, but it's not. No, I probably add my own, or just not one, I don't.
Yeah.
Let's go to my. That is, so we're about to revamp all of our reports. So we have I've been on the several product meetings with our vice president of product and gave her a lot of feedback. And there's, believe it or not, there's some really old reports that a lot of people still use because they've had CoStar since 2005. And they're like, I like my plastic one pager, I like this. And so I think we're gonna have like historical, but we're gonna be able to edit and customize the reports much more. You don't like this report, this cover?
Yeah, it's just not so pretty. I mean, at least the logo
We
or.
take a more minimalistic approach to our reports. Your logo would be down here, and look how easy this looks with your disclaimer. Another good idea.
Yeah, I like
Put
that.
your Contact information down here.
Yeah.
That way, it's like, if this is for me, oh, I know it was someone from KW that had, you always have your name. Phone number, email. Okay, so the other things that we can do in here, trying to think, remember to get creative with your filters. Again, most of your clients are using LoopNet. How can you show them something different? What can you do in CoStar that you can't do? One thing is show for sale properties not visible in LoopNet. Okay, so this is, groups of, people that have chosen to list their listings only on CoStar, or a lot of times, I have a lot of brokers who, they have 4 listings, but they only have 2 listings planned, so I mean, some of the big brokerage funds, they have 450, one of mine has 450 listings, but they only have 150 planned. Because it's not cheap when you go to that, so they're swapping it out. And so we're supposed to get all of those. So right now we have 58 parcels of land for sale. Show for sale property not visible in the LoopNet. Oh, geez, 41 aren't in the LoopNet. So think, if you're able to bring your client,
Just say 41.
if you're able to bring your client 41 different properties that they're not seeing right now, then you are solidifying your experience.
Okay.
The other thing is being creative with how they're searching. This, I think, can help with your collaboration with your client. Say, tell me what you're really after. Do you want to be by some retail? Do you want to high demographic, footprint? Do you want a lot of traffic counts? So with those things, we can say, okay, find me a proximity within 0.25 miles of a Starbucks. Starbucks.
Okay, so to 4:30.
Or there's just all of these
Oh,
are.
I'm surrounded by stuff. That's what I was gonna say.
All of these properties are within 0.2 miles of the Starbucks. That's weird.
Lick it up.
Yeah. Within 0.1 miles of the Starbucks. I'm not gonna.
Do y'all have these things on YouTube? All these presentations?
No, we have, the ones that are done here have been recording and we have them on our channel. Not channel, it's a Zoom thing internally. But this one we'll have to upload to that because the Zoom's broken.
Okay.
That's not. But.
'Cause it goes so
Oh,
fast.
it's just a 0 property. Find it. The other thing is you can say, okay, I'm looking for land to build a multifamily that's near a grocery store. Like, I love the HEB, so we can say within 1 mile of. So you can use HEB or just a store type supermarket. Believe me, my first time I searched for grocery store and I was like, I can't believe we don't have grocery store. We have it in here. Supermarkets. We also have discount grocery. And now I'm seeing all the land for sale. And 1 mile. Another thing you can do is filter by demographics. One thing that is killing me right now is it defaults to Canada on demographics.
Okay.
You'll notice if I
Hilarious.
put 40,000,
Eh.
they all disappear when I do that because we're doing. So switch it to United States. And then average income, hopefully 78,000. Within 1 mile. And then. It's strange that it's not.
While you're waiting for that to repopulate, when you did the search based on tenant and Starbucks and nothing popped up, that's actually not bad, because if you've got someone who's wanting to stay away from and you do your thing and it says, then we know. Yeah. yeah, yep,
So
yep, yep,
that's
yep.
where retail- That's it. And then these are only gonna be retail related stores.
Do that with
But I don't wanna like. let's
Sure
say
you
you're
can.
working with an insurance store, and they're like, I don't wanna be in the same shopping center as another insurance store. Then you can say, not within 0.1 miles of, let's see. The other thing is tenant particular, stays in with Kroger, and not within, store type. You can see tax prep, bakery.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, now, using Melanie as an example, go up just a little bit. It's not there. Well, one of the things that people don't want to get too close to,
Smoke shop,
do you have smoke shops?
it's probably smoke.
Down
shop or
there?
vape store on here.
Don't see it. Oh, you need to add that. Well, but see, CBD is not tobacco. But that's not a tobacco. I didn't even see pharmacy.
Yeah, you would want, and you can combine CBD, vape, smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Dispensary.
you had it,
You're gonna
yeah,
see a lot of dispensaries popping up,
yeah.
called dispensaries.
See, Texas hasn't been big on that, but that's coming. And if they had something like that on there, then if you, like when you were looking before you opened your shop, it would be an excellent tool because then they could use that and go bink, nothing. You don't sell regular tobacco, do you?
Properties. Or type,
I thought I saw it someplace, but
and,
It's just that it's handy going either way, is what I'm saying. If you put on there, okay, I don't want to be, so tell me how many properties are within this, then it's right.
thing about this is, how often are you all representing like a shopping strip and you were trying to fill some space within, right? A lot of times you're trying to figure out, okay, well, we have a nail salon or we have a, H&R Block. This report, have I done this yet? Retail tenant frequency report?
No. Is it like a saturation, a market saturation?
Retailers went to the same region, which is, and you can do it by demographic. So let's say I have a shopping center that's in a higher age, like in a senior living area or something like that. You can say, I want to get retail tenants that frequent higher age demographics where the average age is over 40. Or so think of any search you can think of, which retailers fit that category, how many stores you have. You can do the same thing with this. So I want to see any property that contains H&R Block. There we go, H&R Block. Add. Or within 1 mile of a McDonald's or
Mhm.
Starbucks. So think of, this is where you can get really creative. So here's all the H&R Blocks.
Everybody has to pay taxes.
And then reports. And then you scroll down the retail reports, retail tenant frequency report. And then next. Okay, so here we have retail tenant frequency, minimum tenant frequency 2. So I want there to be at least 2 of these retailers in the same shopping center as an H&R. And we'll see. So what this could do is think about the current tenants in your stores, in your shopping strips, and who's frequenting those. and then you're doing doing a search for similar retailers. Because then what you can do with this information, so now you're gonna get a list of retailers, how much average space they occupy. You might find some, man, I didn't even think of that for this shopping center. Then what you do is go into the tenant database and find out who they work with. Or who's their real estate consultant. Say, I've got a great center for you, I see that you're around H&R blocks a lot. And I think we can, fit you guys in there, and we thought about expanding to this part of Houston. Simple. And look at all of these retailers that occupy at least two. So look, AT&T store, 8. Anytime Fitness, Amazing Lash Studio, Cash Express. So while you're doing the reactive approach to advertising this listing, this would be a more proactive approach to finding a tenant for that. So let's say we want to look at Cash Express. They have 1,100 square feet on average. Here's their average demographics. This matches. So this is like that criteria. So I'm going to copy Cash Express, duplicate my window. I hope this is giving y'all ideas on different new ways to use CoStar. And then I'm going to open up the tenant tab. Oh, there we go. Cash Express. And here's their dashboard. So it's going to pop up all of their locations. So here's all of their locations. Here's their summary, what they look like. Ownership, landlord, and people you would contact. But before that, I might go and see, well, where are they in Houston? In market. I just went to location, Houston. I'm going to switch it from that. Look, they're probably all within the same thing. You can put in that address. So let's say your subject property is 1800. Now you can see where your location is and where it is. I just did a whole lot. We still with me.
If,
Yeah.
if you have an area, Manville just has, they just passed a deal where you can't have C-stores within 2 miles from each other.
Got it.
How would you look for locations for that?
Okay. Property here, you said Mandeville?
Manville,
Manville,
Manvel.
VIL,
Is it VIL?
thing, Manville.
Manville,
Manvel.
Vel, VEL, Manville, Texas. There you go.
Filters. So I'm the tenants. Storage type. Market. Add.
1.
They just don't want anyone around this one.
That's right.
Okay,
That's the only one that, that,
I think
that's only,
I
the
would
only one that
also-
doesn't have one within 2 miles?
Like,
Store
Probably a
type.
gas station.
I was gonna say, there's
Yeah.
gotta be another.
and
Yeah.
There we go.
now we tricked them.
Yeah. You messed with its little brain.
You want to hit done? Will that do it?
Yeah, would done reset it down there, maybe? Nope.
I mean, it did the.
There it goes.
Yeah.
What
There
is
you
that?
go.
Okay.
That's
so
the
what is
3
that?
gas stations that are currently in Manville.
No, here.
That's right.
Let's see.
That's why they put that. I want to add these logos.
Okay, so does it have an outline for
So look,
Manville?
here's one right
Look.
here.
It
Oh,
added
yeah,
another
that's-
one.
We're not researching this. Okay, but on the layers, you can add radius around results.
Okay,
So now we can say, okay, within 2 miles. Now we, look at that, they know what they're doing.
See, that one shell is outside.
Mhm.
Wow, Shell's got a lock.
they're the ones that.
What do you
prob-
want to bet somebody on the city council has Shell stock?
But they're all on the main drag.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but 2 miles is 2 miles.
Here's this one.
She's doing the circles.
So
thing.
if I were, oh, look, there it is.
Okay,
We need
he,
one
he,
right here.
he just had a question. How are you getting the circles to pop up?
So layers,
Uh-huh,
so what we're doing is adding.
the radius, that's your
around
circle.
your result. So you have to make sure the results are what you filtered for.
Right.
So
Okay,
you put in your filters and then average. This is great if you're working with someone who's like, I want something that's pretty close, but I don't want it to be within 4 of my properties. You
Bring
put
your
it
camera
at
up.
the
Bring your
range. Senior level CoStar course.
yeah.
No, it's good.
Right?
It's just you gotta keep playing and keep doing it. Or I,
But then you gotta remember it.
and then you gotta remember it. I know, I forget. On
So
the
that's a
options that
4-mile
we had for
radius.
retail,
Two
like,
around each,
I'm looking
around
for
each
one
station.
for a doctor
can't
specifically,
do
Yeah,
it
and
in
I
2
know
miles
by the
either
Woodland.
way.
Yes.
So if I
Within- So it's a 4-mile.
to see
Well,
what other competition is around.
So I'm glad you said that. So in that scenario, you have to use a retailer because there's optometrists that are in office buildings, so it wouldn't be a retail tenant. Or there's some in retail. So for that scenario,
For
I
retail,
would
you
go
go
to the tenant tab.
Okay,
Okay, so, from the CoStar logo, you just click on tenants and then I would search by SIC code or NAICS.
That's a good one.
So we would go tenant tab, then tenant locations. And then filters. And then scroll down or just click on this tenant. And you see industry.
There you go. Cool, excellent.
What?
So.
Those are the business codes.
Offices of optometrists. Okay.
Boom.
The optometrist. And then you can say, okay, well, the one I'm working with wants to be in retail. So space use retail. Now we have all the, so look how many of them are in retail and then how many of them are in office. So you can see where. But this is also a great way, so let's say you have a listing and an optometrist just moved out. I wanna see in the area where the optometrists are that have an expiration date in the next year. Now we can say, hey, some are expiring, I have a center nearby that's built out for an optometrist. I think,
Unless they renew.
Yeah, but if you can lure them away,
you prospect more lists.
getting your listing ready. So, for sale side or for.
Either one, I guess, because sometimes you can offer both.
Yeah. So the first thing I would do is come into the property section, listing type, you can do lease and sale, that means properties for lease and sale. This is to me gonna be the lowest. Days on market. Most people are signing 600. It's been on the market a long time. I would wanna know why, and if they need the representation. So days on market, minimum 190. So they just passed it. And we were, now we have all the properties that are for lease and for sale that have been on the market at least 100 days. What we even do is bring
Do
55.
property, lease and sale and.
Mhm. And you could do this for sale properties also. Look, all of these properties have been on the market over a year. For lease and for sale.
She makes that thing just.
If you do the for sale one, it's even more compelling. Filters, look at all these that have been for sale for over a year.
But if you don't wanna bring the buyer, you wanna represent the building.
But these are for sale.
Right.
So you're representing. the building.
can all
Yes,
go in
it's been
like
on
one
the
mark.
market a long
Mhm.
time. So what I would do is put in
Like
one
one
of these.
Yeah.
Just near your area. Old Farm Road for sale, I'd probably, you wanna get in.
On the report.
Well, I can run some reports, but I'm,
Land is always on
she's
sale.
doing some fast.
Here's.
She's doing so fast.
If you log in, I can.
29% profit for sale.
So you're not
1.1.
gonna remember.
So on any of these.
Well, I don't
you
mean that
see
this
the
way,
contract
Jimmy.
is the true
There's
owner.
just a lot of steps.
If they're for sale, aren't they already being listed by somebody else?
But how long do they have that listed?
Yeah, she's saying almost, like it's
It's
gonna market,
almost-
like you wanna go to,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
yes, yeah, that, yeah, so she was just saying,
But it's stuff.
they
that-
probably are gonna not go with their
Scan.
current person.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's more,
Yeah.
more term.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like leasing, there's not really really doing very good.
Right.
Leasing stuff, that's what.
Like, Dan Zimmerman is not cutting it now. But you also wanna make sure you do your due diligence before you just call this number. So with that, I would go and look, changes. Maybe he's trying to get a certain rate, maybe it's been changed. Now, when you click changes, it's all of our changes that we've made to this property.
Mhm.
You can see, put it on the market. and what's the sales? But look, he's making all kinds of changes. Moving the rents down, so he's trying to fill it up. To me, this tab tells you so much about an asset. Let me see. I'm gonna show. I wanna go back to the beginning. Okay. So, put it on the market in April of COVID. Withdrew it. I'm not getting the price I want. And look at that, so this. Here we go, active, so then you put it back on the market, so April, put it back on the market in July. He changed the rate from withheld to 24, and lowered the price $100,000, and lowered the price $110,000, $160,000. Lowered the price again, man, he really wants to sell. Then lowered it again and then again, so he's already given up 500,000. And never once did he change who his broker was, because we have. Oh, we don't have salesperson change, that's pretty interesting. I thought we did. He could go into the contract, sales company, oh, he owns it. He's not doing a very good job.
You're not gonna steal
I was
it,
gonna
you're not
say,
gonna steal it from him, but
yeah. We like, Dan, let me list your property.
you could also prospect in owners, like if you're like, hey, I wanna sell office or whatever, you can go into owners and filter. Like who's owned a building for 10 years, probably they're gonna wanna sell it.
Right.
Maybe they're ready to sell and
Exactly.
you could pull that, so there's,
There's
yeah,
lots of
offers and
different
tenant, there's a
ways.
lot of ways to prospect.
Another way is, so that's one way, things that have been on the market a long time. Another way is finding loans that are about to come from maturity.
Not that one. There's a lot
You'll
of,
have to find that
there's-
yourself.
there's a lot of them coming
There
up
are a lot.
next year.
So.
And the banks are afraid.
Yeah.
I'm telling secrets now. Get creative with CoStar. Let's click on everything. What, the biggest thing of using CoStar is, hey, we have over 6,000 people in Houston that use CoStar. How can you do something that stands out from the other people that are doing it? Just same as a residential agent. How can you do something creative? Like I would do something like, or one of those tenants, find something within an HEB so that when you call them on the phone, you're giving market intel. You're telling them something different from every broker that's ever called them in the past. Like, what can you give them?
The watch list is good too,
Yeah, I love the one.
so you can see who's who's
This
struggling,
basically
who's having
is like
problems.
The watch list is who's in trouble with their.
Yeah.
And it could be they haven't paid their insurance, they haven't reported their earnings, they haven't given their.
Yeah.
Their NOI. Or it could be they.
So what would you put, current or?
So current watch list, so active current watch list, so here's all the things on the watch list.
There's a lot of them.
So they're just people that they're in trouble with their lender and they might wanna get rid of them.
And you can click on any of them, so like here, 32,000 square foot warehouse. And you can go look at why they're on the watch list, what their maturity date is. So we would say, okay, loan, so I just click on the property, you can go to loan. You can see, oh, maturing in a year and a half, almost 2 years, they have 23 weeks left. They have a nice debt coverage rate, debt service coverage rate, so they're making about double what their mortgage payment. Is subject property, lot crash trap due to unexpected, failing to renew.
needed to
or
say.
vacated at
Tenant.
the end of their term. So they lost a large tenant, 10% of it. So 18,000 square feet renewed their lease for an additional 5 years. So one of the other two. That service coverage ratio was operating 1.72, that. But 5% of the lease will expire in the next 12 months. So they were just.
And they're not getting 4.65% if they have to refinance in a year and a half.
That's why you wanna look at loans maturing, because.
Yep.
I heard that this morning that PCR said about 90% of the loans signed between 21 and 23
Huh?
were on a floating rate.
Right.
90%. I can't wait for those 10-1 arms to come on, because there's gonna be a lot of transactions. So there's a lot of people do 5-1 arms or 10-1 arms before they sign. So they're going to want to sell or refinance. And it's gonna be tough to refinance. So use the loan financial deal. If something doesn't add a CMBS loan, we're not tracking it in this section. So another place you could go for conventional or hard money loans is public record. If you go into public record, and this will be the last thing. You go into public record, you can say, okay, I don't care about any of this. This is all public record. We might be researching it, we might not. And then go to more, loan, and scroll down. Maturity. Maturing in the next 1 year. Done, we get all of these. It's more than property. Now, anything with one of these pictures, where it's called that a research, CoStar research property. Anyone with this picture, that's not a CoStar research property. So if we're bringing in the Google Earth image, that means we don't have it in this section, properties. So I gives you some insight. And then we can say, okay, I just wanna look at retail, industrial flex, maybe mixed use. Now we have all of these. So like here's a perfect one for restaurant building, sold for 1.44 in 2019. And here's the last loan. Yellow history. Here, 30 days. We refine it.
Are people being hit up like crazy with them?
I think people are hitting things that are crazy no matter what. So we always do the 7 touches. So call them, say something personal, and follow up, you know, check, and on LinkedIn. FedEx send something. send
Yeah,
some
that's what they
snail
say.
mail.
FedEx or like a crumpled up letter.
Yeah.
Don't make it look like it's, official, just because they'll throw it in the trash. But if it's crumpled up, like somebody opened it.
That's-
No, really, you
Yeah.
don't want it to look like bulk mail.
Right, no,
Yeah.
you want it to look like.
Personal.
Yeah,
That's
scribble some stuff on it, yeah. FedEx gets people's attention too.
Yeah.
It's certified.
Inbox.
Yeah.
I've done some like reports. Oh, was it
Awesome.
fun? Did you learn something?
Awesome.
Always do.
A lot.
And as some people are like, how much do you just do Clemson every week or every month? I'm like, it's something new every month.
Yeah.
Okay, so to, follow up on what we said earlier, if you do not have CoStar yet, and you want CoStar, Steve right here, Steve Blair is the liaison for the enterprise plan.
Go, Steve.
I know.
And then if you want LoopNet, your listings be on LoopNet. You do get a discount if you have CoStar. So if you have CoStar, you get a 20% off your LoopNet rate.
How many listings do we get with Loop? Used to, it was like opened.
It's been up.
The LoopNet rate did
It's
go up
go up from
September
$95
1st.
to $125.
It is $125, if you have CoStar, it's $155.
You don't have.
per listing.
Is that for a silver listing or is? Okay, what does it cost to get a LoopNet subscription?
That's, there's not LoopNet.
Okay,
They're buying listings by the slot. So like, I wanna buy one listing plan, or a 2 listing plan, or a 3 listing plan. So then you have those 3 that you can swap in and out, and it's a 1-year commitment. So you're signing up for 1 year of 1 silver listing, or 2 silver listings, or 3 or 4 or 5.
okay.
It ain't cheap.
I remember when
Tense.
we first bought LoopNet in 2012. To really get some users on, we had something called unlimited listing plans, and they were like $99.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have someone, I had one guy was 57 to 75 listings, we're
Yeah.
paying $99.
Yeah.
And as a company, we lose them. So, makes sense, so we cut those off in 2007. Those are 27. Yeah.
I bet you appreciate that.
Oh, that was, I had a lot of tough conversations.
Mhm.
Hey, you know what you're paying $99 for right now? Now it's 99 per listing. Those are. I really
Okay.
appreciate your time. Everyone
So-
signed in?
Yep.
Yeah.